Okay, so until now we have discussed about a table, structure of a table, basically how to change the structure of a table, right? We have seen how to create a table, how create a database first of all. And database is nothing but a collection of tables, so it can have multiple tables. We also have seen how to and database as well. We have seen how to add column and delete a column. And we also have seen how to change the data type, and the name of the column, right? So we have seen some of these in our previous classes. Now from this class we are going to actually talk about data changes. Data changes means, let's say this is my table. I Yes, yes. Okay, okay, let me share again then. Okay, is it okay? All right, all right. So let's say I have created a database called school management, and in this database I have some tables like a school, like a students, and many more. And now data change means, let's say I have a database of a table of a school, and in this school I store some details of schools, details about my school. Let's say what is the name of my school, and the address of a school. Then you can say like website of a school. These are the information which I am storing right now in the school table. So data change means, let's say I want to change, I have changed the name of a school. Let's say previously it was SK Memorial School, and now I have changed to SKM Memorial School. So first is insert some data, and later point of time update the data, right? So in this class we are going to do these two things: insert some data into a particular table, or update some data to an existing table. Okay, so let's create a totally new database. So how can we create a database? We just simply need to write create command, and then what you want to create. I want to create database, so I will write create database, and then the name of the database, so our school management. So alright, now it is going to create a database for us. Commands completed successfully. And now when you refresh this database section, you are going to get your database name here in the list. So we have school management here, but for currently we do not have created any tables, right? So how we can create that? You need to go to new query section, and then you need to make sure that in this drop down you have selected your required database. So I have selected the school management. Now you need to write the create command to how to create a table. So create, what you want to create. I want to create a table, and then the name of the table. So let's say this school table I'm going to create. In this table I will store all the details about my school. Now the next part is going to be name of the column, name of column, or you can say attribute, and then you need to specify data type of that column. So in this way we are going to follow. Let's say I want to create a school ID first of all, because as we have learned about primary key in your previous classes, so primary key is basically is going to use uniquely identify my school. So let's say particular currently I have only one branch of my school, so I will have this school table, and in this particularly only one row is going to be here. But let's say at later point of time I have multiple branches of my school, so in this case how many rows will be there? There will be 4 rows, right? So how to uniquely identify each and every all the schools, so all the schools name will have same, like K Memorial School, K Memorial School, K Memorial School, but the address will be different, right? So some part of time I need to have a column which I can create as a primary key, so that I can uniquely identify each and every branch of my school, right? So for this purpose I have created a school ID, and then the data type, and you need to also identify to make this identity. We have talked about this in our previous class, and I want to start from 1 and always increment 1. And another thing is school ID should be primary key, so I will also specify here primary key. And then you need to specify a column, I mean to say comma, and then the name of the school, so I will specify name, where here it can be 200 characters. Then let's say address, and it should be a little, let's say 1000 characters. And then you can say like website of my website of the, yeah, the contact number, and contact number will also be of varchar, because as we know that integer is how many long, it is from 0 to only 9999. So either we can go for big integer, we have talked about in SQL big integer, small int, right? But for now what we will going to do is we are going to take contact number as a string of 10 length, 10 or you can say 12 length, to store the uh, I mean to store the code of country. Let's say for India it is 91. Alright, so this is enough about my school details. So select all of them and you need to click on this execute. So commands completed successfully. We successfully created this school details. Now let's refresh this table section inside this school management database, and you will get a school table. And when you expand this column section, you can clearly see this school ID has a unique, let's just use my magnifier. Okay, so here you can see that this school ID has a unique key icon here, right? So this indicates that this school ID is a primary key. And we have also PK short for primary key. So this school ID is basically a primary key, that's why it is not null by default, because we have learned about primary key is never going to be null. So whenever we set a school ID or any other column as a primary key, it is automatically going to be not null. Alright, so school ID is a primary key, and name, address, website and contact number. Now it's time to add some data to our school details, school table. So how we can insert some data into this school table? So we need to write a command to insert this, right? So to insert any data you need to write insert into, where you want to insert. I want to insert data into a school table, right? So you need to write school. And as we have discussed about in our previous class that yes, it's just a school table. Okay, so insert into a school table. And now, as we have discussed in our previous class, that whenever we create or add identity column to our primary key, it is going to be auto incremented. We do not need to specify the values specifically, right? Do you remember this? Whenever we add any column as an identity column, and we have specified this 1 and 1, which basically means 1 to start from one id, and it is going to be incremented always by 1. So next will be 2, 3, 4. So these value will be auto generated. We do not specify, we do not need to specify the values for the identity column. So we have make our primary key as an identity mostly, because primary key should be always unique and not null, and this should be take care by this identity. So that's why we have this identity property in our school id column. Now you need to specify all the values of columns one by one into which you want to store the data. Just a second. So this is the syntax we are going to follow. Let me just copy paste here. So what we need to write? We need to write insert to into, then the name of the table where you want to insert the data, and then you need to specify each and every column of that table, and then the values keyword. So we have three, let's say this insert into and this value is as keywords, right? We need to use these keywords to insert some data. So first of all we need to write insert into, and where you want to insert. I want to insert into a table, then you need to specify the name of the table. So in our case it is school, and then you need to specify each and every column of that school table. And obviously because school id is a auto generated table identity column, so we do not specify here because we are not going to provide any values for that school id, right? So after specifying all the column names, you need to write values, and now you need to specify all the values according to the column one by one. So this is the syntax we are going to follow. So insert into a school table, and then you need to specify all the columns one by one. So let's say into a name, address, website, and contact number. And then you need to specify values one by one. Now inside this, for name, what will be the name of our school, you need to specify according to the order of these columns. You need to specify the value. So for name you need to specify name here. So let's say KM school, anything for now. Address, what is the address? So I will specify the address of my school. then website of my school, so I need to specify the website. Then what is the contact number, so let's say add any number for now. And now you need to select all of these and click on execute. Okay, so we need to specify values here. The keyword is values here, not only value. Okay, so one row affected, which basically means that we have inserted any data in one row. And now to see this details, what query I need to write, you need to write a select query. Select star from the table name. Star is basically all columns. When you don't want to specify columns one by one, you can just simply write star here. It is going to fetch all the columns of that particular table. So I will do the same. I will write select star from school. So here you can see that we have our school ID, name, address, website and contact number. Only one row, and it has started from one school ID because we have make identity column as one, start from one and always incremented by one, right? Alright, so we have successfully inserted one data. Now let's just play with this insert query. Let's say I don't want to specify each and every column. I just want to use this values. So instead of writing this all the columns, I can skip this part. And now it is what it is going to do. Whatever the values I have applied here and given here, it is going to save these details one by one in according to the column order. So KM Memorial is school, so we have name as the first column, so this value is going to be inserted into our first column, then the second one, then the third one, according to that. So let's just change some data so that we can clearly identify this, and again select this and execute this. One row affected, so we have one more value inside our school table, so this second one. Now let's say I want to store some data only in name and contact number. I do not have data of address and website for now. How can I do that? So if I just simply skip this part and this one too, what it is going to do, as I told you that if we do not specify the column, what it is going to do, it is going to store these values according to the column order. So it is K Memorial is going to be inserted into this name column, and this contact number is going to inserted into address column because we do not have specified the columns here. Let's just simply run this. Okay, so what it does say, column name or number of supplied values doesn't match table definition. So which basically means whenever you need to insert some data less than the column values. Let's say I have 4 columns inside my table to which I want to insert data, but I only have applied only 2 values. So how it is going to decide which column, which value this is going to be inserted into which column? So in that particular situation, it is must to specify the column names here. So you need to specify name and contact number. So I have inserted data only within these 2 columns. So now let's again select this and run. One row affected. And when you apply this select statement, here you go. as you can see, we have a value in name and value in contact number, and address and website is stored as null. Null basically means not know. We do not know the values of this address and website. So the conclusion is, that whenever whenever let's say this is our school table, and when I want to insert data into all the columns, then it is your choice that you can specify the name of the columns. If you do not specify the name of the columns, then what it is going to do, according to the values, let's say I have columns and I have applied 4 datas, then according to the order of the day table, it is going to store the data inside it. Okay, so it, whenever you want to save some data of all the columns, it's your choice. You can use the column names or you can skip that. But in case of when you want to supply only 2 or less than the values of the columns or the size of the columns, let's say I have 4 columns and I only have applied 2 columns, then in this case database cannot decide that which value is it. Are you going to insert this data into this one, or this one, or this one, or this data into this one? So in database cannot decide this. So at that point of time, it is must to specify the name of the column. So at last what we have learned, that insert command, insert into the name of the table. So in this case our school is our name of the table. Then if then you need to specify all the column names one by one, and then you need to write this values keyword, and inside this you need to specify number of whatever the number of columns is present in this bracket, you need to specify the values one by one. So I hope it is clear. Is there any doubt? Okay, okay, okay. To learn about update, we need to learn about where. In our general life, let's say there is a letter, and this is a you can say a country or anything like. Okay, and in this country there are so many houses, right? House 1, house 2, house 3, house 4, house 5, house 6. So let's say this letter is going to be dispatched by you, and I told you that just send this letter. Okay, and there is only one letter. To whom this letter you will post? Whether this house or this house or this house or this house, which one? So I just give a command to you that just go ahead and give this letter to the country called India. So it will be confusing for you that which house you should dispatch this letter, right? The command is not clear to you, and you even cannot share this same letter to each and every one. So in that case what we will do, you may have some carbon copies of this letter, and now you can share their all of the houses, right? But I haven't told you to do so. So my command is not clear to you. So how can I give a clear command to you? I will tell you that this letter, dispatch this letter to house number 6. House number 6. dispatch this letter where house number is 6. So you will just simply come to here and you will search for where house number is 6. You will simply give this letter to this house, right? So in the same way, let's say in our table is school. Currently how many rows are there? There are 3 rows. Now I will tell you that update, or I will say, let's say school name is KM1, KM2, KM3. And now I will tell you that please update the value of school name to KM1. KM1. So what it is going to do? It is going to update all the rows values, right? All the values will be updated by KM1. So how can I do that? Using a update command. So what the update command? So to use update command, you need to write update. What you want to update? I want to update table. Which table? Update school table. Now, obviously in school table there are so many columns. Which column you want to update? So let's say I want to update this name column. Update this name column. And I want to set the name of KM Memorial to MM Memorial. So what I want to do? I want to set. What tree is going to set? The name. Set name as MM Memorial. Update school table. Set name as MM Memorial School. Three rows affected, which basically means that all of the name of this school is going to be updated by MM Memorial School. Is it visible? So here you can see that all the values of MM Memorial School has been updated, right? So the syntax is very easy. You need to write a update command. This is a keyword. And what you want to update? I want to update the school table. Okay. But inside our school table, there are total 5 columns, right? And then school ID is not going to be updated. We have seen this in our previous classes that whenever we make a relationship to a primary key, it is not going to be updated. So it is better not to update any values inside the primary key. Now the rest of 4 columns we can update some values. So inside school table there are 4 columns which we can update. Now which column you want to update? Let's say I want to update the name of the school. Now what you want to do? I want to set a different name, right? So you need to write the set keyword and then the name of the column, and by equal to you can specify your new value here. In the same way, can you spell the how can we update the address? Again we need to write the update command and then which I want to update the school table, and this time I want to set the address. So I will write set address, and inside this I can specify my address, India. So what it is going to do? It is going to update the address for all the rows as India. So when I select this and execute this, and again now let's say select this one, select command, and here you go. You can clearly see that all the addresses in each and every row has been updated to India, right? Now this is the case, something which is similar to the letter, right? You have a letter, and I ask you to share this letter with the India, and in India there are total number of 6 houses. So which house does this letter is going to be say sent by you? So what you have done, you have created the carbon copies of 6 and just share these all to one by one, right? Let's say I don't want this. I want to update, or I want to send to only one house. So for this, what I need to specify, I need to clearly mention and give a command clear that which house number you should share this later, right? So in the same way, let's say in our school table we have 4 columns and 3 rows. So currently we have seen this update query, and what does this update query do? It is going to update all the values of that column, all the rows of that column, right? Now I don't want this. Let's say here in website section we can clearly see that all the values have some website, right? And we do not have a value in this third row, and I want only to update this one. So how can I do that? So for this you again need to write update school set website is equals to www.kkcodes.in. let's say this one. And of course I do not want to update all the rows, right? I just only want to update this row. So for to do this, what you need to do is, we have 3 multiple rows, and what the column is uniquely to each and every row, which is the column which uniquely identify each and every row. Obviously this primary key, right? These all values can be same. We cannot say that this is unique to it. All values can be same, but this school id as a primary key is always and always going to be unique, right? So we are going to use this column. So what you need to do is, you need to specify where is a condition basically. So I just only want to update this row, so I will write where school id is equals to 3. Now what it is going to do, it is going to update the website value to kkcodes.in only to this row number 3, or you can say school id has 3. Select this and run this. Now let's say again select our school. So now as you can clearly see that all the other values are different, but we only have updated the website value particularly for this row number 3, right? So here you go, www.kkcodes.in. So we can use our update query to update all the values, update all the values, all inside all the rows, and we can clearly specify our condition to update only a particular row, right? So based our condition, it can select one or multiple rows to update that value. I hope it is clear now.
Yes.
All right, so we can move on to the sorry. Okay, now the select statement. Select is basically in our database or a table particular, we have different datas, right? And using our select is basically to fetch the details, or fetch the rows. fetch the rows. So let's say I want to select all the rows and all the columns. All the rows and all the columns of school table. So what I can write? I simply write select, and for all the rows and all the columns you can specify star. So whenever you want all the columns, let's say I have 5 columns and I want all the 5 columns should be in my select list, then I will write select star from school table. So what it is going to do? It is going to select all the columns of that particular school table and all the rows, right? But let's say in our update query we have used our where condition, right? So in the same way we can do in the select. Let's say I have 3 rows in our school table, right? Now let's say in our list I only want to select the third row, details. How can I do that? You need to write select. Again I want all the columns, so I will simply write select star from school, but this time I don't want all the rows, right? So what can I do? I will write where school id is equals to 3. This is going to select only the third row. So I will write select star from school where school id is equals to 3. So here you can see that I only have one row, school with the school id 3. Right? Now let's say I want to select only few details, let's say name and address of the school. So instead of writing star here, you can specify the name of the columns separated by comma. So I want name and let's say contact number only. So I can do that, these two. So now you can see that we have only name and contact number. And when I don't specify this where condition, it is going to show all the 3 rows with only these 2 columns, name and contact number. Yes please. Yes please, go ahead. A printable in a in a project are you talking about? In a Excel? Any printable format? Okay, actually for that we need to use some third party some, let's say programming, or let's say some tool. For that we can also export these data. We have a section here, export and import. In the export and import section you can just simply export all the data or in the form of Excel sheet or MS Access database. But for now that's an advanced topic. We just need to write within this tool, and within we only get the output within this tool only. Okay, so I think it's enough for today. We can continue tomorrow class. We have learned about select, where condition, and update and insert command. Where is basically a condition. All right, thank you for today then. Thank you.